What's up, Brand? Practice and regret. Nice. What's up, Zach? Now try grinding it without camo. You know that's what the IL strat does. Watch that. You don't want to? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. For the individual level, you can't start with the sword and you can't start with camo. So you have to get the sword from an ultra and you have to do the sword flies without it.
Slayer.
Definitely pretty challenging. Up Trunks. Up Chappie. Up J Silver and 10. The Onyx. Thank you.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
I don't block you, is it? Good. If I kept that thing where it was, he would have walked around it like in a little loop and would have lost me time.
Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
Yeah, what's up, Blah?
Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen
Re-entered
ist.
that into my consciousness. What have you done?
Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
Bumper, bye.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Ich sehe zu, ob ich es raustreiben kann.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Drucktüren dicht machen.
Stop shooting at me, dude. I killed you.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
What's up, Invictus?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Today is gonna be an amazing day. We will achieve our goals,
An alle, besetzt
conquer
die
the world.
Kampfstationen.
Passen Sie auf, wohin Sie die Dinger schmeißen.
Dies ist keine Übung.
Ich könnte
Ich
wirklich Ihre Hilfe
wiederhole,
brauchen.
das ist keine Übung.
Double shots are kind of nasty.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Au, das hat reingehauen.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole.
Yo, what up, Dart?
Alarm.
Tonight's the night. It's happening. We're getting it.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Ich habe nicht so, ob ich es raustreiben kann. Ja, das kann verletzen, wir stecken in Schwierigkeiten. Vorsicht, sie kommen näher.
Alarm. Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Come on.
Alarm.
Do this wall.
Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
How's that not working? Those were kind of insane double shots. People always tell me that they wish they could do this hanger skip because it makes the level easier. This level is easy if you're good. Hanger skip does not make the level easier. It makes the level way harder.
Alarm. Entertruppen unterwegs.
People seem to think that the glitches make the game easier, but they do not. They make it much, much more difficult.
Alarm. Entertruppen unterwegs.
Damn nades, I didn't even throw any nades there. I just BR'd everybody to death. It's definitely easier if you throw grenades, but I just killed everyone there by shooting them.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Ja, wir haben es.
Hochtüren dicht machen. keinen.
That's good.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen
Yeah,
haben.
definitely ASD, but I'd have to think a little while to go through some of the old fun stuff.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taste?
I've really gotten good at that room. The different ways to adapt, I'm getting good at them. This is fast.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Mann, wir sind am Ball.
Where are you going? What was that? The dude just took off like a rocket.
So, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum.
That's crazy. I've actually never seen him fly with that exact pattern. That was really fast.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
I mean, a lot of the fun sections that get skipped because of stuff that I like the old combat. Like I like fighting this room just because it's a cool display of skill. So this trick sucks. I like fighting prison because on Gravemind for the same reason. It's a fun display of skill. Arbiter Hangar 1, similar. Like any of the skips that skip combat skip fun sections in my opinion. Because like one of the reasons I started enjoying this speedrun was because I was really good at the combat. I was better than most people at Halo multiplayer, so I was better than most people at campaign combat. As the speedrun gets more and more glitches, the combat becomes fewer and far between. So I do miss some of the old combat. How do you keep missing them? I don't know. They just come when no one's looking.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Kann ich jemals wieder Fußball spielen?
Keine Übung. Alarm.
But I got a 121.34. I'm only 41 seconds away now. We are closer than ever.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Austreiben kann. Ich habe keinen Sichtkontakt.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist kein...
How'd that not work? That regret.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Ich hab noch einen Feindkontakt. Chief, könnten Sie alle diese Dinge töten? Das wäre einfach fantastisch. Vorsicht!
Hochführen diesmal.
Will you guys stop throwing shit at me? Please die. Guess not. Okay. It's still fine.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
The good news is the PBs are still gonna keep coming. I'm not feeling maxed out yet. I'm not feeling like I've reached my plateau. We're gonna get the record soon.
Verdammt, dann muss
When
hier
did I
auch
get my
einer
most
sein.
recent PB? Yesterday morning.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Yeah, Cairo's a sweet level.
Sir, Eindringling.
Erste Echelon zu mir.
A lot of people ask me if I hate Cairo Station, but no, I wouldn't speedrun this game if I didn't like the first mission. Cairo's really good.
Zwei Sturmträger.
Cortana, Ziele aussuchen und
Jetzt
Feuer
hat's
fahren.
Status.
Ich glaube es nicht. Ziehen Sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Komm hier, Gott, folgt mir.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Also, that sword fly is one of the coolest sword flies in the game. I did it pretty sloppy there, but when it goes smooth, it's so cool. To drop your sword mid-sword fly, so I'm flying mid-air and I drop my weapon there. A lot of people don't even notice that that's what happens, because it happens so quick. But I toss the plasma pistol out in front of me, and then as I'm sword flying, I pick it up. It's just a really cool thing. Will you not dodge me? I'm so bad. I don't have ammo for this. Please stick. I got you, right? Okay, it's fine. I was playing well until the end. It's still fine. I didn't lose that much. It's good.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
Yeah, the redirect flies on Regret and Gravemind are both pretty cool.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Mit Medikamenten.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt.
Unten
Die
bleiben.
brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Chief, vom Träger sind gerade jede Menge Kapseln gestartet. Die nehmen Kurs auf uns.
I've always gone on the left side after the hangar for consistency. Sometimes I go on the right side if I don't have grenades, but
Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert.
it's just either I'm going for something fast or I'm going for something consistent.
Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Insel. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum die mit so einer kleinen Flotte kommen.
Sometimes if I'm going for like world record individual level strats, I'll do the right side. But that leaves the camo elite on the left side alive. So if he doesn't spawn in a particular way, then he's just going to shoot and kill you. So it's just an inconsistent strat, but it is slightly faster to go on the right side only. No, I don't switch sides on Arbiter. I don't get a choice on Arbiter. I go on the left or the right side depending on which side the elite spawns on. You don't get a checkpoint if you go on the side that the elite spawns. You have to go opposite him. So I don't switch, I just do what the game forces me to do. I've also answered that question for you specifically twice now. No, I don't think so. Oh, I do think so. I've got a pretty good rememberer. You maybe didn't hear me, but I definitely did. I also answered you earlier, Taylor. You must not have heard me. You asked that question on my last stream, and I did answer you, but you must not have heard it. Fortune will back me up. See, he knows. I don't mind answering the same question. I know sometimes someone will ask something and then they won't hear me answer, or I'll answer like maybe a minute or two later after they've kind of quit paying attention. But I don't know. I don't like answering specific questions to the same people over and over and over again. Sometimes people do that as, I don't know if they're trying to do a meme or what, but they just ask the same question over and over. Like, I don't want, I've answered you. Stop!
Nette Begrüßung. Yo, you got Frizz, thank you for the prime.
Sie sagten doch, es gäbe keine Kameras. Und Sie sagten, Sie würden sich was Nettes anziehen. Die Leute brauchen Helden, Chief. Gibt ihnen Hoffnung. Also lächeln, okay? Solange wir noch was zum Lachen haben.
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
Sorta, Grammar. There's some things I could do faster, but I have the world record on Cairo, and I set it during my full game attempts. So, mostly, yes, I do world record strats, but I choose to go slower on, like, some sections for consistency. There's always things you can do to go slightly faster, slightly riskier. Yo, Jack, with the very generous $25 tip. Thank you. See if there's a comment that's attached to it.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Right after I set this world record. Here we go.
Weglaufen, weglaufen.
Did that not track you? How? Wish that guy was weak. How are you full?
Waffenschränke.
A little bit trolled by the enemies, but still pretty good. Let me check out tips.
Oh, sie verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
He's been loving the subathon since the start. Great to watch PV twice now. Thanks, man. I really appreciate the support. I'm hoping to get this world record soon. I really am right there. It's gonna happen. Look at that slide. That was insane.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Moving.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Oh, come on. Did he spot me? He did. Where are you flying to? Goodness. I can only see the top of his head.
Sie sagten doch, es gäbe keine Kameras. Und Sie sagten, Sie würden sich was Nettes anziehen.
You bet it happens within a week. The problem with Legendary is, I feel like it could happen today, but it could also take me another month. I don't know. I don't want to disappoint you guys and still be out here grinding a month from now, but it's not out of the question. It's actually kind of likely. Well, your backseating is not helpful at all, Ursula, because you don't understand that situation at all. That jetpack elite spawns in like 12 different random spots, and his movement is unpredictable. You should practice your knowledge before you backseat. It's one of the hardest sections in the entire game, actually.
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
There's like half the spawns are just going to be a reset in that section no matter what. I mean, I could slow down and kill everyone, but I'm not gonna do that. So sometimes when you see me like walking through the space section and I get shot in the back and die, that's not because I need to practice. I knew I was gonna die. I'm just trying to like YOLO and walk through it. There's like basically a 50-50 chance that I'm gonna get through there just based on the place that the jetpack elite spawns. Also, don't ever tell me what to practice. I know where I'm making my mistakes. I know how to get better. If you think you know how to get world record, go do it to yourself.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
You don't have to crouch, but it resets your hitbox so that I know my like bumps are always the same. If I like accidentally bump the wall or the box as I'm coming down here, my hitbox could be a little weird, and I need to wait for the box to settle anyway after I punch it, so the crouching isn't losing any time. Whenever the box is like slowly sliding down the ramp, it needs to be perfectly stationary before I start bumping it. So like just sitting there and like crouching is also me waiting for it to get into position. Crouching also allows you to move a little bit slower, which will give me like the very slight finesse movement to be exactly where I want to be based on where the box ends up. So it's not necessary, but it does help a little.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Hey! Ich sehe zu, ob ich es raustreiben kann.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Hey, da ist noch einer!
Deersoul, you don't play this game. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't get to tell me how to practice. Like, I know where I'm making mistakes. Some parts of this game are just difficult. I don't know, and some parts are random. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you want to, like, double down on telling me how to play, I'm just going to permanently ban you. I don't want to hear it from you. If you know how to get world record, go do it. Otherwise, just shut up. Like, it's really not complicated. I'm being as nice as I'm gonna be about this. You're not getting anything nicer.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasse?
I didn't spawn these guys, did I? Oh, we're good.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Bad.
Schiffe sind in der
Sie die
Schutzzone.
Bombe.
13
Im Lauf.
unter 2 Sturmträger.
Cortana, Ziele aussuchen und
Jetzt
Feuer
wird's
frei.
laut.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
No, you couldn't, Fortune. There's required triggers. You have to hit.
Besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Oh, I guess you mean once I talked to like Miranda and Johnson in that hallway. Yeah, it would work from there, and you actually can go through that window. It's just slow and hard. But we actually do know how to go through those windows into space. You can do 45-degree angle ghosts on all of those types of windows. They just take a lot of bumps and they're really finicky. Is there a good area to show it here? Where's the closest window that's kind of like that?
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
These aren't really what I'm looking for. The types of windows that are over there, though, you can do like similar to how the Oracle one is done, where you basically like you bump the window frame over and over again. It's not exactly like these, but basically you bump the window frame with this movement, and then you can go through the glass at like that angle, and it is possible.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Yes, ghosting is faster than transcript.
Das sehe ich genauso.
The Backstoomer. No, but he didn't get ostracized. He left on his own, Rosea. It's kind of sad. He felt bad because he felt like he ruined the speedrun. Nobody was mean to him about it. Nobody like blamed him because really I was the one who found ghosting and introduced it to the speedrun. He just ran with it and tried to make it consistent and tried to find it in a bunch of places. Like he didn't do anything wrong, and nobody treated him like he did anything wrong. But people started saying the speedrun sucks now. Like people were like, "Oh, this ghost sucks. This isn't fun." So he felt bad about it, but it wasn't like he was ostracized.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Who was it? A guy named Nimbus is the one who found most of the modern setups. The first one he found was the one at the very beginning of the run that we still do. That one off the box. That one's great. That's a perfect ghost. I love that trick. The second one he also found, and that one's ass. I hate that trick. The one on Arbiter he found is ass, and I hate that trick. So he's 1 out of 3 for great tricks. Oh, he also found the Oracle one that we don't do in runs. That one's also ass. So he's 1 out of 4. That was pretty fast.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
What's the Oracle one?
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der
It's
Malta.
right after Lab Room. You know, you like
Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, da
I-
muss hier auch eine sein.
sword fly off that carrier, and then I go past those heretic leaders, and then I go into that room where I have to kill 3 Flood and 3 Sentinels, or 4 Flood and 3 Sentinels. It skips that Sentinel room. You can like skip all of those enemies and get into that room early, but it's really inconsistent, and it only saves like 10 seconds.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als sie auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Oh no, my lack of practice gave me a shit spawn, and I'm going to lose my run in this section. Ooh.
So, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum, die haben eine Bombe.
Ist sie zu entschärfen?
Ja, der Chief ist mir aber hilfsbereit.
Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus. Zweite Echelon. Ich glaube, ziehen sie zurück. Wir haben
Schiffe sind in der Todeszone. 13 Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Halo 2600 was actually a lot of fun to run. That was a good mental reset. I felt like after I grinded those records, I came back to Halo stronger. Reminded me what it felt like to get world records.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
That game was pretty fun. I know it looked like garbage, but the any percent record was only 11 seconds long. So I just reset over and over and over again and like zoned out trying to set an 11-second record. So that was a lot of fun. And then the full game record was only 2.5 or 3 minutes long, and I came up with a new route for it. I clutched out a run that's pretty quick. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. You don't know what it's like to have a record? Just find a random game that everyone sucks at and grind a record. Surely there's some game out there. Take my Halo 2600 record. Good luck. I don't know if anyone's ever beaten that. It's gonna be pretty tough. It took me like 18 hours of grinding an 11-second section. That was a grind.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Okay, Wile E. Coyote.
Waffenschränke öffnen.
There's still... There it is.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Did I keep an attempt counter for Halo 2600? No.
Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier
But,
auch eine
I mean,
sein.
you could probably do the math on it. Every reset took like less than 10 seconds and I grinded for like 18 hours. So...
Na los jetzt!
I would say the average reset was probably less than 8 seconds, actually.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Mann, wir sind am Ball.
Have I ever been stalked out in the wild by a weirdo? I mean, never really in person, but yeah, I've had stalkers that have like tried to find me and tried to find my address and stuff. A lot of when people get banned from the chat, some of them lose their mind. And I've banned quite a few people over the years. There's been a few people that were like very obsessed with me, like to the point of like kind of fearing for my safety.
Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor.
I've met some people from my Twitch stream out in the wild, but never any weird people.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
I think the funniest story of somebody recognizing me out in the wild as MisterMonopoli is... Ain't no way. Wow, that's crap. I should have lived there. Look, the level ended. You saw it. But I was at a bar one time, and I was just hanging out chatting with my friends, and somebody came up to me and said, this is gonna be a random question, but do you play Halo? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, are you MisterMonopoli? And I was like, yeah. Like, that's kind of random. How'd you know? And he was like, I recognized your voice from across the bar. I listen to your stream all the time. So some dude just hearing me talk realized I was MisterMonopoli just from my voice. That was kind of weird.
Besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
I mean, as long as he didn't keep doing it, he wouldn't have got banned. I mean, it's pretty easy to not get banned. Just if I tell you you're about to get banned and you keep doing it, you get banned. It is pretty easy to not get banned from my stream.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
The problem comes when I tell people to stop doing things and they keep doing the things. I almost always give warning. If you get instant banned, it's because you deserved it. Like, there's a very obvious line that people cross when they get instant banned. But if it's like someone that's like actually taking part in the chat, they almost always get at least 1 or 2 warnings.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Yo, Suchit, thank you for the 2.
Willkommen zur Nacht. Deckung.
Oh, come on. wasn't supposed to stick you. Dang, I almost had an insane clear there. If I was better ready for the second wave, that could have been really good.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Yeah, I try to not let the trolls get to me. I mean, obviously sometimes I get a little grumpy at chat, and it may seem like I have thin skin, but it takes a pretty thick-skinned person to get up on the internet and show your face and show your failures and play all day long. It's not so easy.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Hey, wann fängst du an zu kämpfen, Narbengesicht? Wow!
Especially when some people come out of the woodwork like intentionally just trying to like rile up the streamer, like just shit talking them, just telling them they should give up, telling them to fail. Like, I had this one guy who's been making alts on YouTube telling me to just give up for a while. Like, those people are weird. Like, I don't even like take that seriously. I just think like that behavior is weird. There's another guy who like gets mad at my optimism. Like whenever I like fail and I'm like, oh, I'm not disappointed about that run or stuff like that. He'll start like talking shit, being like, no, why are you happy? You suck and things like that. I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I'm doing good. Why does my optimism make you mad? Like, come on, that's just crazy. I mean, how sad do you have to be that somebody's like motivation and optimism triggers you?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole. Das
I'm gonna get my
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Da ist noch einer. Das Geschütz haben wir.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren dicht machen.
How's that not a back smack? So troll.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Yeah, Garish gets kind of heated. I mean, some speedrunners get mad just because they're passionate. I get it. I'm not one of those people who yells and screams, but I understand it. Like, it takes a crazy mindset to sit here and get beat up and fail over and over and over again. These games are hard. The goals we're setting are very hard.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Like, I've been grinding literally every single day for more than 6 months straight at this game. It's not easy.
Besetzt die Kampfstationen. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Nobody's beaten Survival Iron Man yet, have they? Is that the one you have to pivot on? Isn't that one still, like, unbeaten?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Oh, super. No one's beaten that one on stream still. Yeah, it's unbeaten. I think some guy claims he did it off stream, but obviously those don't count.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
No! How did that kill me? That's crazy. I'm gonna switch my controller batteries real quick. Alright. I've been live for about an hour. I'm gonna take a 5-minute chest break just so I can rest my hands. I'll get back to speedrunning. I'm gonna play like 2 or 3 games of chess here. I try to not when I'm stuck on Cairo for too long, if I'm doing ghosting over and over again, my hands get tired. So I'm trying to not wear my hands out for the stream. Trying to take breaks every hour or so. So let's play a couple games of chess. I think his bishop's blocked out of the game because of these dark squares. So I just now maneuver my queen. I'll trade queens even. I might regret this actually. I probably shouldn't have traded queens. I think we're still fine. I don't want him to get that square. I'm not in a good spot anymore. Basically just gonna have to move back and forth here. Slow this pawn down. Okay, this is still a draw, right? I won on time because I'm faster. I was losing, but whatever. I shouldn't have traded my queen when I did. I saw I was giving up that pawn, but I thought I was holding better, but I wasn't. That's not the move. Okay. Alright, let's play one more. Let's get to 2100. If I win this, we'll be at 2100. He hung that. Most people line their queen up first. I don't know why. I knew that was free for taking as soon as I made my move. Whatever, that's what I get for playing too fast. I'm in danger. He's in danger. Oh man, I should have played this better. I had his rook. That's fine. I thought I could line up a better attack there. I had his rook with check, right here. I should have taken this. I wanted to line up and threaten checkmate and hope that he pre-moved queen, but I should have taken the rook with check. Am I winning if I take the rook? No, I think I'm still losing. Yeah, I'm still losing in that spot. I was hoping to... Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I saw he hung his bishop, and then he played a perfect game. Dang. Alright. Who is this guy? How many games have you played? I was going to lose a piece there. That was a bad move. If he took the bishop and I took with my queen, he had my knight was hanging. I'm threatening mate and I'm threatening this. Okay. Now I take... Push you... Here. Alright, well that guy's slow. Alright, one more. I want to get to 2100. If I win this, we're 2100. If I lose, I'll stop. We are marching our king up the board. This is insane. Where do I go with this? Oh, I didn't see that. I'm lost. But you never give up. You never surrender. Threatening some interesting moves here. Oh, I was out of time. I could have flagged him if I played better. Alright. At least I didn't give up. That's enough chess. Let's get back to Halo. I'm in danger. I also don't think my king is supposed to hang out like that. Sometimes you gotta go for the funny moves. Alright, we're back on the Halo.
Alarm, Enter-Truppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Das krieg ich da schon raus.
Surprised that one worked. Take it.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
You're so troll, man. You just wired a fluorescent tube as your new trunk light. Trunk light as in the trunk of your car, or as in, like, a trunk that you store items in?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Alarm,
Yes.
Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
Your car, okay. is it make sure it's not going to drain battery when it's not in use. I know sometimes those aftermarket lightings can be a drain on the battery.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
That grunt just saved that elite's life.
Hochtüren dicht machen.
Said, get down, Mr. President.
Waffenschränke öffnen.
It's slow, but it's fine. Wait, the grunt's still alive? It's not fine. I thought the Marines were useful for once.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Wow! Vorsicht, der Chief ist ein bisschen ungestüm. Hey, Augen auf!
Easy level.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Ghosting was known for the Lasso challenge. I used it at the start. It doesn't... ghosting does not make the game easier. Ghosting makes the game harder. And
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
that room is not hard.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Das war unglaublich, oder? Vorsicht!
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren dicht machen.
Chill. getting motion sickness from the stream or from something else, Alex? Oh, mountain sickness, not motion sickness. Like altitude sickness? Did you climb a big-ass mountain? That's kind of cool. I just wanted to climb a big mountain. I'd want to climb something like Mount Everest for the accomplishment, but it sucks that it's like so commercialized and you're so reliant on Sherpas and you're basically just standing in a line all the way to the top of a mountain. It kind of sucks. I think it would be really cool to do something like that, but obviously there's no point. It's just a rich people tourist thing. But I mean, there's other mountains in the world other than Mount Everest that are not all like that. And I know like K2 is considered like the actual hardest mountain to summit, and I don't really have aspirations to do something like that, but I've been hiking around Mount Rainier. I haven't been to the very top, but I've been up kind of high on it.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Okay, bereit machen, Muchachos. Was bin ich froh, das Geschütz ist hin.
I don't know. Honestly, I'd be embarrassed to tell people I climbed Mount Everest in the current state that it is to get there. Like, it's obviously not easy, but it's barely even like an impressive feat. You're just taking advantage of the locals. You're standing in line the whole time. It's like just a thing rich people do.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Yeah, but they bring oxygen, and if you have trouble surviving at Mithrandir, a Sherpa will literally carry you on their back. There's videos, I mean, obviously people die doing it, don't get me wrong. I know it's a challenge, but, like, there's Sherpas doing it without oxygen, carrying other humans up and down the mountain. Like, you bring so much oxygen, like, you're bringing oxygen tanks, you're being carried by locals, it's not cool. I don't know. It's not cool. You don't need years of practice. Some people probably should go up with years of practice. There have been people who have summited Mount Everest on a whim, without years of practice. It's dangerous, you shouldn't do it, but you don't need years of practice.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
sind am Ball.
Don't. Sucks. I'm probably dead here.
Sir, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum. Die haben eine
Yeah, I'm
Bombe.
fine. It's slow.
Ja, der Chief muss mir aber helfen.
Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus. Zweite Echelon, kümmert euch um Portale, Ziele aussuchen und Feuer
Schiffe
frei.
sind in der
Ich glaube es nicht. Die ziehen sich zurück. Wir haben gewonnen.
Jetzt wird's laut.
Die Träger brechen
Well, that's
durch.
bad.
Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den
No, I almost lived.
zweiten.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Chirp is the name of the people. It's not like a job title. Yeah, I guess I'm ignorant on that. But what's the name of the job title? It's still the Sherpa people are like the ones that like are herding the rich tourists up the mountain. That's what I mean. I maybe have the terminology wrong, but I think I still have the overall point correct.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Another thing I've heard that sucks about climbing Mount Everest is that because it's so tourist heavy, it's literally just like covered in shit. There's now like rules, there's new rules where like when you go up you have to bring down like a certain amount of shit so that you like clean the mountain.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Yeah, I know they don't recover most of the bodies. Or there's some that are landmarks. There's people that have like died in certain clothing. There's like a guy with like bright green shoes on. He's like a landmark. So when you're climbing the mountain and you get to a certain point, you say, "That's Green Boots guy," and it's just a dead guy like off in the snow. They use some of the people who have died summiting the mountain as landmarks, which is kind of insane.
Ich war fast an Bord, als sie auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Green Boots guy got moved, did he?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
That didn't stick me, did it? He threw a second one?
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
But you know I could do it. I mean, I'm not saying I could do it today. I'm just saying it's not something I'd even want to do. But honestly, yes, I think I could climb a mountain, considering I have summited 7,000-foot mountains. I mean, I live near, like, how big is Mount McKinley? I think I've been up over 7,000 feet on Mount Rainier. Mount McKinley is big. I haven't been at the top, but I've been up pretty high on that. I've done, 7,000 meters. Okay, I haven't done 7,000 meters. What do you mean? No, that cannot be true. They won't let you up. What? No, hold on. Okay, there's 108 mountains in the world with elevation of 7,000 meters. Is that true? You have to do a 7,000 first? That sounds untrue, but maybe it is. Isn't Everest like barely high? Everest is 8.8 thousand. It's a very new rule just for next year onward. Okay, so everyone else.
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
They got mad about the same thing as you? Oh, so, like, what I was saying was true. I'm not saying it's easy to get to the top of a mountain, but it's just an indisputable fact that Everest became entirely commercialized to the point where it was a meme. Like, you would stand in line to get to the top of the mountain. They were taking advantage of the locals. They were polluting the mountain. They were bringing up tons of oxygen. I mean, those are just facts. I'm not saying it's easy, but it was certainly saturated to the point where it was less prestigious, to the point where they should stop people from doing it. They should be adding more restrictions. They should stop letting so many people summit it.
Dies ist keine Übung. Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
A 14K in Colorado is very doable. Yeah, I've been up a lot of the Colorado. I mean, not a lot, but I've done hiking in Colorado. I've been up to a few of those mountains. Colorado's cool. Colorado mountains are crazy. They're all like snow covered in white. And you can like see them just from like the ground out in Denver. Like walking around Denver, you can just like see all the mountains. It's really cool. Denver's cool. I haven't had any problems with blood pressure, altitude sickness when I've gone up hiking. I've been an athlete my whole life though. Until recently I've been pretty sedentary, but I played soccer like from age 3 until 20. I did gymnastics. I did track and field. So I've never had like the VO2 max and stuff measured, but I'm pretty sure I have a pretty high oxygen intake. Just from, I've been a sprinter and a runner for a really long time. The last few years I've been more sedentary. I'm not nearly as active, but when I was younger, I think my oxygen intake was pretty high. I can also hold my breath for longer than 3 minutes. I think I can still do that.
Was bin ich froh, das Geschütz ist...
Can I hold my breath and beat Cairo? Not quite. I could do uprising. I could do uprising on a single breath for sure.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
You can actually learn to hold your breath pretty easily. If you take really deep breaths, like exhale completely, inhale really deep, and you do that for about a minute, and then the last breath just hold it, like take a deep one. You can do longer than a minute without any practice. You don't need to have any experience. You don't need to be skilled. You can do, like, anybody can hold their breath longer than a minute with just a little bit of warm up.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
That would make for an interesting YouTube video. I would have to like put my head in a fish tank or something to like prove that I'm actually holding my breath. Honestly, that would be kind of cool though. If I could have a setup that would submerge me underwater for 2 minutes while I did my speedrun, that would be a funny video.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Get off of his head! Where are my noob combos going? How did that first guy that I swore I hit not get hit?
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
If you're at the very top, the avalanche isn't gonna get you, is it? There's no snow to tumble you down. Maybe the peak is the safest place to be during an avalanche. You started holding your breath and you got a minute 18. Nice. Yeah, I think most people can do over a minute with just a little bit of warm up. With practice, you can reach 2 minutes without too much issue. It took me a while to get to 3 minutes though.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Have I ever done MMA? I did some training in high school. I did a little bit of boxing and a little bit of MMA, but not much. One of my friends got super into it, and I trained with him for a little while. And my brother-in-law is a former UFC fighter. Like, in the actual UFC. They just had a baby, actually.
Die Kampfstationen.
Der ist erledigt. Granate! Ja, so ist gut.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
He didn't do very good in the UFC though. He got beat up like 3 times and then quit. But he actually had a real UFC contract. I watched him on TV on the pay-per-view event. I saw him. My sister was there too. She was there supporting him next to the ring. They even mentioned her on the broadcast. They talked about her, how she flies out and supports him through his training. It was kind of cool to see him and my sister on TV. But then he got beat up, so that wasn't cool. It sucks seeing like watching UFC is one thing, but when you know the guy personally and you see him get beat up, that kind of sucks.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
His name was Ugly Man Joe. He was pretty recent, yeah. You can look him up.
Jeder sucht sich ein Ziel.
He's not famous enough that you would know him, because like I said, he went like 0-3, but he still was in the UFC. He did real UFC fights.
Verfluchter Idiot!
Where did he come from? Where did he go? Ugly Man Joe. That's right. One of the things that sucked about Joe was his coach. I don't know if you heard, like a couple years ago, one of the UFC coaches got caught up in a betting scandal where he was betting on his own fighters. That was my friend's coach. That was my brother-in-law's coach. So he lost all of his UFC stuff because his coach got caught up in some bullshit.
Wir hätten sie retten können.
So he was actually still wanting to fight and still wanting to continue in the UFC, but he wasn't able to because his coach fucked him. That coach might have saved him. Yeah, I mean, obviously the sport's dangerous. I'm glad he's not doing it anymore, to be honest. Especially, like, now that he has a family and he's more serious with my sister. So, in the long run, it probably is better for him. You're not wrong.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Mann, wir sind am Ball.
I think that spawn.
Sir, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum, die haben eine Bombe.
Ist sie zu entschärfen?
Ja, der Chief muss mir aber helfen, an die Zündkapsel
Ooh, I barely lived. This was so fast if I got a good spawn there. That's so mean. This was like IL record pace if I got good space spawn.
Zone 13 Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
Ich glaube es nicht. Die ziehen sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Die Träger brechen durch, Sir.
Man, this was so fast. This is insane.
Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
I didn't realize how fast this was. Wow. This can still sub 4 with that space fly. If I get a good ending, this is gonna sub 4.
Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem
That's
ganzen
crazy.
Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
This is still sub 4. Well, 4 minutes flat, but that's insane.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
That was a really fast Cairo. No gold. My gold's a 355 or something. I have world record on Cairo. That's what my gold split is. If you want to see it, ! Cairo in the Twitch chat. You gonna get angry? How's easy so fast?
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Because it's on easy.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen
Watch it.
Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Is Halo 2 getting new blood in the speedrun community? Yeah, it does. More for Master Chief Collection than Classic, but yeah, there's an up-and-coming runner named Mito has been getting really good. He's like 5 seconds off of top 3 right now. Wow. This was really fast, too. Rand is learning Classic. Mac Judo has been learning Cartographer Classic. You're a piece of shit! This was so fast.
sagten doch, es gäbe keine Kameras. Und Sie sagten, Sie würden sich was Nettes anziehen. Die Leute brauchen Helden, Chief. Gibt ihnen Hoffnung. Also lächeln, okay? Solange wir noch was zum Lachen haben.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist kein Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Have I been following the Dubai chocolate craze? I don't know if that's a euphemism or what, but no, I have not. I don't eat chocolate. I don't really eat any sweets or candy. So, I guess I'm not in the demographic to keep up with that, but it sounds interesting.
Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
That sounds like something you'd have to pay extra for at a nightclub or something.
Entertruppen unterwegs.
What's up, Tuxedo?
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Deckung! Hey! Oh, verstehe. Sie dachten, die werfen das Ding zurück. Gut, ich treibe es raus. Ja, also, wenn ich schieße, will ich auch treffen.
How's the runs been tonight? I haven't gotten anything great out of Arbiter yet, but the night is still young. I just had a really sick Cairo, 4 minutes, and then it died on Outskirts, because I got sniped. Those are always frustrating. I had a 4-0-0, which is fast, and then it dies. Yeah, I've been playing really well though. I just PB'd yesterday. If I don't PB today or in the next week, I'm not stressing about it. I know where my skill's at. I'm pretty confident mentally.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Yeah, I'm not getting nervous at all in the runs anymore. There's basically 0 nerves at all. On my last PB, I got a little bit nervous on Sacred Icon, but that was because I didn't have any checkpoints for like 5 minutes straight. And there was one section that's like nerve-wracking, but other than that, like, I've been cool as a cucumber. No stress. And that's been part of my training to get better, is to manage the nerves. I've been really trying to work on staying calm.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
Harder than it looks, isn't it, Brand? Thanks for hanging out, Tux. Hopefully you come back and I'm on a sick run. It's an understatement for everything. I try to tell people. I have extra grenades here. This could be fast. No, that's not how I wanted to throw that grenade. Ugh. It's slow. And I don't have the sword. Oh, yeah, I do. Where did the extra grenades come from? I betrayed the Marine because he was blocking the box and I got 2 frags from him.
Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taktik?
I'm the adapter. That was sick.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Bad.
Well, it's random whether or not they have grenades, so it'll never be consistent, and his spawn position is random. If I wanted to kill him every run, I could go out of my way and do it, but it wouldn't be worth it. The only reason I betrayed him there was because he was in my way.
Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum. Die haben eine
Nacheinander aus. Zweite Echelon,
Der Chief muss mir aber helfen. Die Schiffe sind in der Todeszone. 13 Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger.
Cortana, Ziele.
Man, I was playing so well too. That save in the armory room was sick. So I enraged the Ultra Elite by showing him my sword, and then I blocked the Blue Elite from shooting at me by standing behind the Ultra Elite. I stopped the Ultra Elite by getting to me by standing behind the table. So I lined him up so that no one was gonna damage me. I waited for my shields, and then I got the sword fly. If I wouldn't have waited for my shields, I would have died on my way out of the room. That's why I was just sitting there for a few seconds. That was really sick. That was some large brain adapting, and I came up with all of that on the fly. I've never done that before. Not like that.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole. Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
The reason the Blue Elite there wasn't shooting at me was because I was hiding behind the Ultra Elite, and they don't like to shoot their friends.
Weiter so.
Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
How long have I been live? 2 hours. I'm feeling a decent stream tonight. We might still have a couple more hours left in us. I'll go until probably midnight.
Stationen. Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Viel Spaß damit!
Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
So now that you've grinded the start of Cairo Station a little bit, Brand, do you see where I was coming from when you called my run sloppy, even though it was like a 142 or something crazy? Like to see you get a sloppy 142.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Sag gute Nacht, Blödmann. Sehen Sie? Ich sagte doch nicht schießen.
Eine Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Ich sehe zu, ob ich es erwische, okay?
Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
What was blocking me? That's to say an hour 42. I mean, honestly, casually, an hour 42 is about how long Cairo takes. Spending, like, more than an hour on this level is very normal. Like, if you don't do the speedrun strats, you die in the hangars a bunch of times, like, yeah, and this level takes about an hour. This level's hard. They really throw you into the deep end. Most games, when you play on the hardest difficulty, it like starts out and like teaches you how to play first. This game just immediately is like, you're getting dual wielded, you're getting melted, you're fighting a lot of elites. It's hard. This game doesn't start out easy. This is one of like the hardest levels in the game, like top 3. I think Cairo, Gravemind, and Regret are, like, casually, like, the hardest level by, like, a mile. And for one of those to be the first mission in the game is kind of insane. Yeah, you guys are all just gonna hide.
Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
It's subtly different. They're completely different games. They're extremely different. Have you never played Halo 2? I don't know. If you've never played Halo 1 and Halo 2, they're very, very different. The difference between like Halo 1 and 2 is probably the biggest difference between any Halo game. Like 2 and 3 are practically the same game. 3 and ODST are very similar. Then like Reach is still the same. 4 is still the same. 5 is even still the same with some added shit. Like, the jump from 1 to 2 is the biggest difference mechanically from any Halo game. Everything is different. They rewrote the physics engine. The entire game is fundamentally different. Everything functions differently.
Ich sagte doch nicht schießen. Gut, ich reiß raus.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren nicht machen.
Punch, idiot.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
What up, Dumb River?
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
How did my sword not hit you? Okay. Guess I'll just die. Or not? Okay. It was slow, but we live. I never killed that second invisible guy. He just hid from me, so I wasn't gonna mess with him.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Bord.
God, I love this spawn. I wish I could practice that spawn, man.
Sir, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum, die haben eine Bombe.
Ist sie zu entschärfen?
Ja, der Chief muss mir aber helfen, an die Zündkapsel heranzukommen.
Finden Sie die Bombe. Im Lauf. Schaltet sie nacheinander auf. Ziele aussuchen und Feuer frei.
Alle feindlichen Schiffe sind in der Todeszone. 13 Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
It's not enough.
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Cairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten.
Yo, one with the $20 tip. Thank you for the generosity. How am I alive?
Ignoriert uns völlig, Sir.
This run sucks, but I'm not restarting. It's fast enough. See if there's a comment associated with it. The night streams are great, dude. Thanks for the entertainment. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. How am I alive? What the fuck? Am I the greatest? should have been dead like 3 different times.
Die Sache ist
This run's
Chief.
blessed. This run
This
has
up, Marines. Up to
protection veil,
Los, los, los.
main character energy. So you missed the morning streams? Well, I'm glad you can catch the late night streams.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt.
Unten bleiben!
Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
That's pretty fast.
Die meisten Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen.
You're not gonna snipe me.
Diese Brücke ist der direkteste
Right.
Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Chief, vom Träger sind gerade jede Menge Kapseln gestartet. Die nehmen Kurs auf uns.
Dieser Tunnel führt zur Brücke. Überall Ratten. Trotzdem besser als Schwimmen. Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert. Die sind überrascht. Verwirrt. Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum die mit so einer kleinen Flotte kommen.
Nicht anhalten!
Only PB when you're not watching. I got a PB on a late night stream on Friday. Last Friday was a late night PB. Weren't you? Didn't you? I swear I saw you chat during it. I think you were there for my PB. You might have missed the ending, but I got a PB a week ago on Friday, and then I got a PB yesterday morning as well. So you probably missed yesterday morning stream, but we're cooking back-to-back PBs on like short break. We're feeling good here.
Die Allianz will sich neu formieren. Verhindern Sie es.
I've been cooking. I mean, it's not even just these last couple days that I've been cooking. I've really been cooking for the last month. Like, I know it gets annoying to hear me say that I'm on the cusp over and over and over and then fail, but it's been true. I've been on the cusp for a month. And it might take me another month or two to get world record, but it could also come tomorrow. It could come tonight. It could be any day now. It really is, like, I'm there. But this game's also really hard, and it's really random, and I gotta play well, I gotta adapt to the luck, and I gotta get a little lucky. But there's not much more that I need to work on in terms of strategies. I'm obviously still always like taking note and trying to practice places that I fail all the time, but my strategies are really good at this point. My mental's been really good. I've been calm. I haven't been getting flustered on good runs. I haven't been choking. I've got all the pieces are here. I've got the confidence. I've got the calmness. I've got the skill. I know it's coming soon. I can feel it. But soon is also a matter of perspective because it could take like another 30 days of grinding. Yeah, ASD, that is a place that I've been talking about that I need to maybe address my strategy there. And I have put a little bit of work into it. But that is one of the spots that I need to think a little bit more about.
Nette Begrüßung.
I like Red Hot Chili Peppers a little bit, but man, do all their songs sound the same. I think if I liked their sound better, I'd be a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan because like all of their songs would sound good to me. But I don't love their sound enough to be like a super fan. So I'm very like just lukewarm on them. I think they're fine. I think they're good, but it's just that's all I think.
Eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Race. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
I actually don't mind it when a band like has a very unique sound that always sounds the same. I think it's if you like that song, then every song they make is a banger. Mumford & Sons was kind of like that. I enjoyed Mumford & Sons. AC/DC, Metallica, like those bands really they sound the same, but they're pretty good. You know, we need more Stomp Clap Hey music to come back. Mumford & Sons in that era of music was good, and I will not be ashamed by the people calling me a hipster for liking it. Mumford & Sons goes hard. No, please. What's a Mumford & Sons? It's a band. Bald white man with beard likes Mumford & Sons? Hey, you shut your mouth. I liked them when I had hair and no beard, too. So take that.
Seid still und flink, dann schlagen wir diese Ketzerei ohne weiteres nieder. Der Sturm auf unseren Anflug getarnt.
Wait, you didn't die?
Gefechtsnetz müsste auch durcheinander sein. Das Überraschungsmoment ist auf unserer Seite. Vorerst.
They have a cover of Boxer that's really good. For a bad opening door, I failed at sticking that elite. Everything else has gone like perfectly. We get glass clip too. Give me good door. Right now. Good door. Boom. Asshole.
Die Ketzer mobilisieren ihre Luftstreitkräftegebiete. Schnappt euch ihren Anführer, aber passt auf. Ich schicke einen Phantom zur Unterstützung.
This is pretty good still.
Der Anführer der Ketzer ist in diesem Teil der Station. Räumt die Landezone und geht da rein.
How did I just ricochet like that? Don't shoot me. Thank you for not shooting me. That bounce was crazy. I bounced like off the door frame all the way backwards.
Wir dürfen nicht aufgeben.
Was ist hier passiert?
What's up, Grammar? You woke up just in time. It's always right when you have to sleep. Thanks for hanging out, Alex.
Stellt euch auf. Anführer.
Bleibt. Die Flat greift uns an.
Man, if I hit that badge, that could have been so good. Where is it? Okay. Still pretty good. What TV do I play on? I have a BenQ monitor, 144 hertz monitor from like 2015 or something. I don't know the number on it. I don't see a number. XL2411. No, there's no reason to play on a CRT. I'm on an Xbox 360. It outputs HDMI, so like I'm not getting any lag from digital to analog conversion or anything like that. There are some like older games where like CRT is better, especially for the older consoles, but there's no reason to play on one for what I'm doing. How am I so one-shot? Yeah, this is a pretty good start. Wow, they broke my camo! No! Okay, the checkpoint's actually fine, right? This is okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's actually about as good as it could have been. They broke my camo there. That's not a reset. Where? Okay, 37 is still fast. Wait, how are you here? 42? I don't know how that guy was there. Oh, he's a reviver, but yeah, 42. Okay, that's still fast. For a death, I've had runs that have been 0 deaths that have been like in the 50s. So, a 42 is fine. Where's the fourth one? What did I say? I said 42, right? 42, right?
Bringt die Phantoms zur Mine. Wir gehen erst, wenn der Anführer der Ketzer tot ist. Gebieter, die Flat ist jetzt überall in der Station. Wir sind zu wenige für so eine Riesenverseuchung. Sucht den Anführer dieser Ketzer. Tötet ihn jetzt!
That was an insane clear. That was one of my fastest ever.
Krieger, zurück zur Landezone. Der Gebieter geht weiter nach oben, trennt die Station ab und scheucht die Ketzer aus dem Loch. Halten Sie das Schwert bereit. Dem wird das Kabel kaum standhalten.
Oh, come on. Please, fly. Cool. It's not that bad. Stay locked in. Come on. It's not that bad.
Das ist einer. Bei den Propheten. Die Station schlingert ja vielleicht.
Yeah, this Oracle has been pretty weird. Some uncharacteristic mistakes, but some really fast sections too, so it's fine. I'm not even guaranteed to lose time on this split. I might even save time if I get a good ending. Yeah, I can save like 10 seconds if I get a good ending.
Das hat gereicht. Die Station ist im freien Fall. Der Anführer der Ketzer ist unterwegs. Lasst ihn nicht entkommen. Wir bleiben hier, solange es geht.
Stay right there. I said stay, you bastard! He moved at the worst possible time. Right as I was mid-air.
Lasst ihn nicht entkommen. Wir bleiben hier, solange es geht. Leben Sie noch, Gebieter? Wir halten das Tempo so gut es
Please
geht.
make that. You're not gonna kill me. That was insane. I just sword canceled off of a flood that was standing on top of a sentinel.
Moment, der Hangar. Dort war ein Seraph-Kampfjäger. Gebietet.
That. Speaking of weird oracles, it has continued to stay very weird.
Nur nicht zu beeilen.
I do be zooming though. I'm kind of nasty sometimes. When I'm hitting that, it looks like I know what I'm doing, doesn't it?
Prophetensieger gekauft, Gebieter. Mit einem neuen Kommando, einer neuen Flotte oder einem Versprechen. Und ja. Ja. Sehen Sie sich um, Gebieter. Wie viele andere Einrichtungen erforscht auch diese den Schmarotz. Aber wo sind die Waffengebieter? Was ist herausgesprungen?
Yeah, it's actually not that hard. To do the audio track thing. OBS has it built in pretty well for it. Okay, this was a ridiculous oracle. We didn't even lose time. The parts that went well went insane. The parts that went poor were not that bad. It's fine.
Sir, wir müssen diese Geschütze neutralisieren.
Ooh, a sniper. Can you ask more questions? I mean, I might ignore them if I like am logged in, but yeah, you can ask questions wherever you want.
Artillerie ausgeschaltet, Sergeant. Landezone ist sicher. Vorerst.
Verstanden. Wir gehen runter. Stellung halten.
Leichter gesagt als getan. Phantoms im Anmarsch, Chief.
Yeah, 360 is slightly faster because of loads. And I prefer the 360 controller. No, you did not just melt me like that. I shouldn't have been so one-shot there. No.
Vorsicht, wir kommen
Survive.
zum weiteren Komplex.
I'm the goat. Survive. Sacred Icon is the most walking, right? You don't get a sword until the very end of that level. There's shotgun boosts and there's the nade jumps, but even between that, it's still a lot of walking.
Netz der Allianz. Komisch. Die Allianz weiß von unserer Landung, aber hält uns nicht für besonders gefährlich. Na, die werden sich wohl ihren Gardisten.
Safe. What up, Kay? We gotta run. Not as godly as my other PBs. We're actually like 30 seconds behind my PB. Where's my PB? We're 20 seconds behind PB, but there's still a ton of time to save on the late game.
Durch vulkanische Aktivität entstanden. Das heißt, er wurde entweder absichtlich errichtet oder entstand durch irgendeine Katastrophe. Sorry, wollten Sie jemanden umbringen? Wisst ihr, die Blutsväter haben diese neuen Anlagen wohl um die alten gebaut. Als Schutz. Das ist aber reine Spekulation. Erst muss ich noch gründlicher nachdenken.
Dan, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Unemployed gang. If you're unemployed, don't be donating to me. I appreciate the support, but keep the money for yourself, please. I tried to buy beef jerky the other day at the train station. It was $20 for a bag. I bought a beef jerky and a Gatorade, and the cashier tells me that'll be $24. And I said, I'm gonna put the beef jerky back. I did not pay $20 for beef jerky. So do not go buying beef jerky at the Portland train station, I'll tell you that. They're running a racket over there.
Eine sichere Übertragung vom Träger des Propheten an irgendwas namens High Charity abgefangen. Es scheint eine formelle Entschuldigung zu sein an die Propheten der Wahrheit und der Gnade. Der Prophet der Wahrheit hatte wohl offensichtlich etwas vorschnell gehandelt, als er die Erde angriff. Er bittet die anderen Propheten, ihm sein verfrühtes Eintreffen zu verzeihen. Er behauptet, dass ihn niemand vor menschlicher Präsenz dort gewarnt hätte. Das erklärt, warum seine Flotte nur aus ein paar Schiffen bestand.
I was actually really craving that beef jerky too. It was mango habanero. It looked really good, but I was not about to pay $20 for it. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not $20 beef jerky kind of spending out here. Yo, Var, thank you for the 5. Please, Var. Let's go. Best. It was half a pound of beef jerky, which is kind of a lot for a bag. Like, half a pound is a pretty good size, so it was a big bag, but $20 for half a pound is not. No, thank you.
Der Träger des Propheten des Bedauerns hat gerade eine Antwort aus High Charity erhalten. Eine gut verschlüsselte Nachricht des Propheten der Wahrheit. Hören Sie sich das an. Deine Hast hat die Erfüllung unserer Allianz gefährdet und unseren großen Plänen geschadet. Dass dir eine öffentliche Zurschaustellung deines
Yo, ASD. You guys are funding the beef jerky.
Wahrheit, Gnade, Bedauern. 3 Prophetenhierarchen. Bedauern zu töten sollte der Führungsriege der Allianz einen Hieb versetzen, aber es hört sich an, als täten sie Wahrheit damit eher einen Gefallen.
I don't know, Tux. I need to get a job. That's my plan. Who knows what the future holds? You know, I wish there was a way to, like, stream my job search without, like, doxing myself. I wish I could, like, do that as, like, a stream, but it'd be too hard because my resume and, like, my name and my phone number and, like, the places I apply, you guys could, like, call and, like, troll. I wish there was a way to stream my job search and, like, make that part of the community, but it's just, I don't think it's possible. I could do like leet code practice, like I will probably go through like most of the leet code problems in the near future just to get warmed up again. I could stream that, but I don't know if I want to do that either. I'm out here clutching.
Die Allianz hat mehrere Phantom-Geschwader gestartet. So viele kann ich nicht aufnehmen. Da ist das Ziel. Holt ihn euch. Hier sind die Ehrengardisten. Gut aufpassen.
Dude, what are these spawns? This is insane. Is this gold? Not quite, but close.
Schlechte Nachrichten. Die Phantoms drehen um. Die Flotte wird auf unsere Stellung feuern. Wir müssen hier
Wait,
raus.
is it? Almost. That's like dyed gold. Well, we got another run. You see that clutchness? I'm gonna be a legend. That's an 8 var, 8.0. You must be watching on low quality. Who's gonna get scared? He better be.
Besonders wenn die Schilde oben sind. Bleibt in den Schatten die Energiequellen. Wir müssen das Investition bestellen. Dann greift das Biest von hinten ab.
More power. Thank you, Ruiz. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. It's not boring when you're on record pace. This level's hard. The nade jumps in recent years have made it a lot better. The shotgun boosts are fun. The shotgun hallway coming up is not boring, it's stressful. And then the end fight is pretty stressful. Also, there's the cool grenade I'm about to throw. How can this be boring? Covert. See that? That's not boring, that's cool. Yo, Dexty with the 5-pack, thank you. Wait, just left. I almost left the shotgun there. I really hope that doesn't screw me. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't get the checkpoint either. Don't shoot me. I don't have a checkpoint. Oh, that's so bad. That's a shotgun guy. There's a guy right behind me. That's boring. Never been more puckered. I'm also a big fan of that shotgun boost. I think it's really cool. This one's cool too if the sentinel lines up for it. Yeah, look at that. Boom.
Keine Allianztruppen. Durchgang decken.
Here we go. Now this is one of the hardest sections in the entire game coming up. If I get a good infight, this will be a really good run. Help, help. I'm being trolled. Please fall over. Hello? I would like it if my carbine functioned.
Gebieter, was tun Sie hier? Wir müssen dieses Lager halten, bis Verstärkung eintrifft.
That's crazy, man! Are you kidding me? That's the worst death possible, and I didn't even do anything wrong. That's crazy. Okay, well, that's actually such an absurd death. Where did this guy go? Where are you? You're just chilling here? Losing me more time? That's so crazy. Alright, well, world record might have died there. That's just not fair. That's really not fair. I'm gonna lose my shit. Yeah, world record's dead. Those deaths were just not fair. Those weren't chokes, those weren't really mistakes. Those spawns are literally unlucky. That shotgun guy is not part of the waves that I'm supposed to be fighting, and neither was that rocket guy. Those are reinforcements from the previous area that followed me in. The weapons they have are random, and they hit me with the worst weapons possible. There's a crazy rocket and a crazy shotgun death. That's just absurd. Alright, I'm going to play 5 minutes of chess and then I'm going to do another run. I'm not done yet. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I understand a lot of you guys are going to leave, but I'm going to play a little bit of chess. I'm going to try another run. It's a pretty wacky game going on right now. I'm gonna win on time, I think. Alright, he ran out of time. That was a pretty crazy game. I had a decent move if I pushed this. I'm threatening some checkmate. That was a wacky game. Alright, one more game, I'll get to 2100, then I'll play some more Halo. Oh, he's hanging his queen. Look! Look! Alright. He didn't notice it. Okay, we made it to 2100. We are 2100 gamers. Let's get back to Halo. When did I first start playing chess? In like 2020, over the pandemic. Man, I was playing really well too. I don't feel like losing that run was like a point of mistake, to be honest. Like sometimes I lose runs to that section and I feel like I fucked up, but I played fine. I played fine. Yo, what up, Sparkly? Wish you were here 5 minutes ago to wish me luck. I just had a run that was a minute ahead of record. Died a Sacred Icon. But we go again. I'll probably only do one more run out of Cairo tonight. But at least we got one good run. Sorry I hate it when I reset so much at the start, because I feel like I'm flashbanging you guys with the white screen over and over again. I don't mean to restart, but sometimes I have to. Yeah, it's definitely coming soon. I'm not stressing. You guys have been so supportive of the grind. The subathon's still going, it's paying the bills. This grind's gonna, as long as you guys are supporting, and you guys have been, as long as the viewership's there, then I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna happen. I can tell that you guys want to see it, and I want to achieve it.
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
Oh, was my old PB on the VOD stream? That's funny. You know what's funny is I didn't even highlight that old PB, so I don't even have it saved. I don't even remember which day it was. People would ask me when I last PB'd, and I would make up a date because I wasn't exactly sure. I'd just say it's been like 6 months or whatever. I don't remember when it was because I didn't save it. I have a 24-hour channel? Yeah, on Twitch. If you go to...
Sie sagten doch, es gäbe keine Kameras. Und Sie sagten, Sie würden sich was Nettes anziehen. Die Leute brauchen Helden, Chief.
That's my 24/7 channel. It just plays my old VODs on repeat. It's for people who like background noise and stuff. It plays a bunch of advertisements, so I would recommend having Twitch Turbo or subscribing to the channel or doing something similar. The whole point is basically it's a channel that people can watch and earn me a little bit of ad revenue. I thought I broke that glass.
Alarm, Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
I don't actually manage it or run it myself. I have a guy who runs it for me. He manages the same service for a few popular streamers. It seemed like a good deal. I haven't made much money off of it, but I think I'm making like 50 to 100 bucks a month or something like that on it. That's counting how much I give the guy who runs it a cut too. We split the money, but I think personally I'm making like 100 bucks off of it. Which, I mean, it's some money. It's not a lot. If more people watched it, if more of you guys watched my 24/7 channel, I'd get even more money. So, I'll paste it here too.
Alarm, Enter-Truppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Also, wenn ich schieße, will ich auch treffen.
You'll leave it running? Nice. You know, I heard about this extension. I don't know if it's against Twitch terms of service to like promote it or something, but there's an extension that I saw that you can install to your like web browser and it'll automatically like join a stream when the streamer goes live. And you can use it to like basically AFK or support a streamer when you're not there. If you just like leave your browser open, it'll just automatically join their stream. And I feel like that might be like slightly against terms of service because it's like, well, you're not really a viewer, but I don't know if it is or not. I don't even know the name of the extension. I saw somebody tweeting about it though. That's halfway botting? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like it feels a very gray area. So I'm not promoting it, but I did hear about it on Twitch. Or on Twitter, I mean. Wish that guy died.
Alarm, Enter-Truppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Ich habe Schmerzen.
You know, I've heard a thing that some streamers do is they go to places like Best Buy or the Apple Store and they put every computer on their Twitch stream. And it's just like a free 20 or 50 viewers depending on how many places you do it at. I think that's a kind of funny way to cheat the system. Obviously, I'm a speedrunner, so I don't go outside, so I'd never do that. But I think that's pretty hilarious.
Ich sehe zu, ob ich es raustreiben kann.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
That is basically how, like, the bot farms work, though. There are people with, like, farms of, like, dozens of cell phones and dozens of laptops. And you can pay for a service that basically somebody will just load your stream up on, like, a dozen different devices. Sometimes it's all done on one computer through virtual machines and through, like, software botting. And sometimes it's literally just a person on, like, 20 different phones. Those services exist.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Come on, I want another one. I want one more good one out of Cairo, but I'm not gonna stream for too much longer. Oh, if I'm not out of Cairo by like 11:30, I'll probably stop for the night.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Ich sehe... Was habe ich Ihnen denn getan?
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Man, I'm so disappointed that last run died where it did. I feel like I'm playing so well. That regret was insane. My movement on Sacred Icon for the first 2/3 was insane. I was a minute ahead of record. I don't know, I feel like I'm so close. I probably shouldn't grind too hard tonight though. I don't want to wear myself out, but I'm just so motivated. I know I can do it, man. There's just not enough hours.
Gut, ich treibe es raus.
In my younger years, I would have been able to play for 12 hours straight and I would have this record accomplished by now. But I just can't do that anymore. I can't keep up the consistency for 12 hours. My hands start to hurt.
Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
I used to be able to do giga grinds though. Like, my longest streams were over 36 hours long. I used to do 24-hour streams pretty frequently.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen.
I can still pull long hours, like I can still stay up 24 hours really easily.
Verdammt, dann muss hier
The
auch
problem
einer
is
sein.
I can't game
Suchen Sie die.
at a high level for 24 hours anymore.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
What's that from, Gennosaur? Magilla Gorilla. Is that like a Cartoon Network commercial or something? Where's that from? I've heard that before. Boomerang? Yeah, that sounds right. It's my memory for random commercials and jingles is pretty extensive. I remember all of those old like jingles and songs I've heard.
Sie nehmen Kurs auf Cairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Pretty good. For a terrible hanger too. That was a really good time.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
You didn't have to choose just one. You could watch Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf
Even
dem Vogel.
PBS.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
What was the other one? 4Kids? What, that had like Yu-Gi-Oh in the mornings and shit on like Saturday morning cartoons?
Die meisten Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Chief, vom Träger sind gerade jede Menge Kapseln gestartet. Die nehmen Kurs auf uns.
Die Tunnel führt zur Brücke. Überall Ratten. Trotzdem besser als Schwimmen. Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert. Die sind überrascht. Verwirrt. Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde.
Das könnte ich den ganzen
Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum die mit so einer kleinen Flotte kommen.
There weren't that many Nickelodeon shows I liked. I liked SpongeBob when it was the first few seasons. I think Rocket Power was Nickelodeon. That show went hard. The shows from that era, from the Rocket Power era, were good. But then later they got into the more like weird surreal cartoons. Like at the same time, whenever like Uncle Grandpa and shit was on like on Cartoon Network, there was like I didn't even watch these shows, so I don't even remember them. I quit watching them. There was one about like a bee that was terrible. There was one about like a crime-fighting dog that was terrible. Most of the like middle age of Nickelodeon I thought were pretty terrible. I did like Drake and Josh and iCarly and Zoe 101. Those were all okay. But then turns out that the Dan Schneider shows were terrible for the actors, so that sucks. Regular show was decent, but I never got super into it. Gumball and Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack was an era. I liked Flapjack, it was okay. I didn't really like Gumball. Chowder was the other one. I liked Flapjack better than Chowder, but those shows were weird. That brought in a new age of animation because they were using things like Flash and like modern computer animation instead of old like drawn animation. So Gumball and Chowder and Flapjack and stuff was definitely like a new age of animated children's shows. The last hand-drawn cartoon was Ed, Edd n Eddy. Is that true? Maybe it was one of the last of that generation. I really did like Ed, Edd n Eddy. That show went hard. Ed, Edd n Eddy. I think Ed, Edd n Eddy is the reason that I fell in love with goth girls. Everyone knows that the blue-haired canker sister was the one. Courage was good.
Nette Begrüßung.
If I get sniped here, it's the end of the stream.
Marines eingeschlossen, Schiff. Konzentriert euch auf die Waves. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
Man, I wish I hit that shot. Close to early cycle.
Sir, Corporal Perez, Kompanie A, Kommandostand ist da drüben. Der Lieutenant wurde beim Absprung getroffen.
Wer hat jetzt das Kommando, Corporal?
Sergeant Banksman. Er ist oben. Kommen Sie, ich zeig's Ihnen.
Oh no, there's definitely some scary episodes of Courage. That show was scary on purpose. One time I did a stream where I played It's Doc Gerbil's World quietly on repeat in the background of my stream for like 8 hours straight. It was just saying, It's Doc Gerbil's World. It's Dr. Bull's world. That was a stream.
Vorsichtig, Chief. Dieser Elite war ein Ultra und diese Piloten sind auch nicht von
That's fast.
Wir sind der Arm der Prophetengebieter.
Zoo has the current world record, and I've been speedrunning this game since the beginning of time.
Ohne weiteres nieder. Der Sturm hat unseren Anflug getarnt. Ihr lokales Gefechtsnetz müsste auch durcheinander sein. Das Überraschungsmoment ist auf unserer Seite. Vorerst.
Yo, subtle, thank you. Wow, I shot down to the ground so quickly there. That was crazy. No, man, it was so fast. Oh, that's not fair. I think I'm done for the night. Man, that was good too. He just kept punching me even though he couldn't see me. He knew where I was at. Ugh, I could have killed him, I guess. I probably should have. I thought I could get away from him. Oh, that's such a hard spot to play. I could have lived there. If I sorted him after... Yeah, I should have waited for the punch and then sorted him. That's probably it for tonight. Good runs though. I had one run earlier that was a minute ahead of record until the end. That was a good attempt. I'm not unhappy with today's efforts. I'll be back again tomorrow morning. Am I following anybody who's live? Oh. Who do we got? Not really anybody that I would watch is live. Guess it's pretty late. I'm gonna read my 24/7 channel. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow morning. In about 10 hours, I'll be back.